Hi guys, it's me again. So for the past couple days, my husband and I, mostly I, have been doing some serious clean out in our home. Now we have a small house, but it is amazing to me how much you can accumulate over the years. And I've heard that there are different stages in life. The stage where you're accumulating things, and then the stage where you are getting rid of things. I guess I'm in the stage of getting rid of things. Few years ago, my husband was given a lot of fishing gear from an older gentleman who had passed away. It had been in his basement. His family said they knew that my husband loved to fish, so they're like, you can have whatever you want. So he basically took everything, which made them happy because they didn't have to clean it out, and made him happy because, well, it's fishing gear. Need I say more? You fish, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm sure you have some kind of a hobby that you would love for somebody to give you free stuff. But the bad thing about that is it took up. I mean, when I tell you, it would fill the back. Now, the back of a pickup truck. The pickup truck. Now it would be level with the top of the bed. I'm not talking like this heaping amount, but it was a lot. He brought it home, stuck it in the basement in a little extra. Well, it wasn't a little, but in an extra room that we had that we stored stuff in, and never looked at it again. It's just there. So I got this bug, and I decided I was doing some serious clean out. I started upstairs, weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. I started with my extra room. We have an extra bedroom. I started with that. And I would go through, and I thought, is this adding value to my life? This is taking up space in my home and in my life? Is it adding anything to my life? Is it adding value? Do I use it? One person told me a long time ago, if you haven't used it within 6 months, get rid of it. So I looked at stuff, and I have taken, I don't know how many trips to to donate of clothing and different things. At first, I wanted to let my husband go through his own stuff in our room. I thought, these are his clothes. I don't want to get rid of them. I begged him for 2 months to please go through them. Finally, one day I said to him, listen, you have way too many clothes. We have 2 dressers that are full of just your stuff and a half a closet. We have a nice big closet. I said, if you don't go through them, I'm going to, and you may not like what happens. Well, he chose to ignore me. Then I got rid of probably, and I hate to say this, but I got rid of a half a truckload of just stuff. Stuff that he couldn't wear anymore because, well, he got a little bit bigger, and just duplicates of things. And I just, it's taking up space in my life, and I do not have the time to wash and fold 50 pairs of pants. And when I say 50 pairs of pants, I'm probably not exaggerating. It was a lot because everywhere he worked over the years, they gave him free uniforms, and he would never get them wore out. So he just kept them, and they piled up and they piled up. And I even got rid of pants that still had new tags on them he never actually wore. But anyway, so I got things kind of straightened up upstairs, got rid of a lot of stuff. Now I'm not going to tell you that there's not more to get rid of because I kind of got this hoarding gene, I don't want to get rid of it. It might be useful, and I kind of hold on to it. I'm trying to let go of that because I don't have the space, like I said, in my home and in my life to deal with this. I don't have time for it. Go to the basement, and I am working my hiney off. I am bagging up trash. I am doing stuff, but here's all his fishing things. Now, he has his own room in a shed outside that has heat and air conditioning, and he can work there anytime he wants. I told him that the room in the basement was going to be my craft room, and I needed him to get his fishing gear out. He didn't do it, so what I did was I got it out and I piled it in the middle of the floor. So this morning, when he got up, And it's a typical morning for us if we're not working. He gets up earlier than I do and he goes fishing. Doesn't matter if it's cold, it doesn't matter if it's rainy, it does not matter. This man lives and breathes fishing, and I'm okay with that. But he was all happy and excited. He was getting ready to go out and he was going to go fishing. Well, I said, "Oh, hold on just a minute. You're not going fishing until you deal with all that fishing stuff that's sitting in the middle of the floor in the basement." Well, he looked like a deflated child. I just, I giggled to myself. Of course, I don't want to tell him that I'm giggling about it. He might watch this video and then he'll know, but that's okay. He got it done. He got it all done. He got it all moved down to his room in the shed. And I got all of anything of mine that was in his room in the shed. We brought it up. So I'm still sorting out and getting the room straightened up. And he came up and he showed me a couple of baits that he made. I might show you what he does in another video. But he showed me some baits that he made and he was so excited. And he said, "You need to come down and look at my room. It's clean. I even vacuumed the floor." And I said, "Thank God. That place was a holy disaster." Now, I'm not going to tell you that part of it wasn't my fault, because the room that he's working out, that he was making his baits in, was connected to my dog grooming shop. So if I didn't have room for something, I might stick it. Well, I had already started going through everything in the grooming shop and getting rid of it. I've sold table and I've sold one of my tubs, and I've just been getting rid of things that are no longer of value. This horrible, I don't want to call it obsession, horrible habit of holding on to things that are worn out. And I think that comes from my upbringing. My grandfather, he was born in 1912 and he lived through the Depression, and he held on to absolutely everything. And he passed that on to my dad, who I believe passed that on to me. So for me, it's hard to let go of things. Blame it on the Depression, blame it on whatever you want. I have a problem with getting rid of stuff. But right now I am in let's get rid of things mode. And I have gone through the shop and I've gotten rid of a ton of stuff, and I'm going to get rid of a ton more. There's so much that has accumulated over the years, and it just needs to go. And what happens when you accumulate stuff? Let's say he has 50 pair of pants. Let's just use that number. Okay, so I don't do laundry for a while, so I'm doing laundry of 30 pairs of pants. I need to do the laundry more often with less stuff. It will save me money in the long run with the wash. I don't have to tell you guys that. Anybody that watches my channel understands what I'm talking about. So I encourage you to start to let things go, because the only thing that it does in the long run is hinder you. It holds you back. It gets in your way. Let's say I want to go on vacation. If you have, like I do, 8 dogs. I don't have 8 dogs. I have 6 dogs. And one's older and she's getting ready to probably not be with me here in the next year or so. And I've accumulated these dogs out of the kindness of my heart through, I've adopted them because they're all rescues. Having all these dogs has put a damper on my husband and I traveling together. It's one of the reasons that he doesn't travel as much with me, is he stays home to take care of the dogs because it's quite expensive to get a dog sitter. Now, I'm not going to get rid of any of my dogs. I love them dearly. They're all staying until they're gone. And the bigger ones don't last quite as long as the little ones. I had a little one that lasted to be like 19. But I have one that's 120 pounds, and she's probably 7 or 8. And you can see the age on her already. So, I keep promising myself I'm not going to rescue another dog. I'm going to let my pack dwindle down so that my husband and I can have more freedom together. Now, I don't make him stay home with the dogs. He chooses to stay home with the dogs. But on the other hand, he doesn't have the time to travel. With his job, he doesn't have the vacation days that I do, having worked for myself and now not really working. So I things, material things, they get in your way. I don't, please don't take this wrong. I don't consider my dogs material things. They're part of my family. They really are. I'm just using that as an example of, things holding you back. Anyhow, this video is over. I hope everyone is wonderful. And this is video number 8 of my Ninja Challenge. And I thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.